Good evening. Here we are, Thursday evening for your spine. Hope you are doing well. Tonight we are going to start standing. So have your mat or whatever you normally use just set up behind you. And we're going to kick off with warming up the upper body. Okay, in the upper back flow. So we're going to bring the hands to the shoulders and we're just going to start to mobilize through your shoulder joint. Hope you've had a good week. The sun is shining here in London, which is how we like it. Bringing a bit of pace into these shoulder rows. Bring the awareness into the backs of your shoulders, the shoulder blade area. Massaging in towards your upper spine. Keep that pace going. And last couple. And then we're going to reverse. Keeping that energetic pace through the shoulder rows. Bit more of a stretch into the backs of the shoulders. Now that we're moving forwards. And last couple. And finishing here, last one. Single shoulder rows. A little slower. We shall move through these ones. And we're bringing a bit more now of a twist through that thoracic, through that midsection of the body. Almost like you're coming up and over something in space with the elbow. And you can follow in the direction of your elbows as you go up and over here with the eyes looking on over the shoulders. Keep releasing the toes into the ground. Make sure you're not crunching the toes up off the ground. Sealing the weight into your heels on that floor. Last couple. And then we're going to go forwards, up and over. So crossing the midline of your body with your elbow. Couple more. Last one each arm. Bringing the fingers to interlace in amongst one another. Bring the hands behind the head. Open the chest up. Get a stretch out through the center of the body. Rib cage lifts off your center. Open your chest up. Breathe into that stretch. Squeeze the shoulders gently into the upper spine. One more breath in. Continuing on with rib circles. Let's keep our elbows squeezing back in towards your shoulders and off your face here. The knees can be a little light with a bend. Opening up your ribs. Steady, fluid breath. Let's just go a couple more in this direction. Last time round. And then switch the direction. Squeezing the elbows back off the face. Last couple. From here, last one, center up. I'm going to do the shoulder rows a little quicker and smaller. Almost like you're doing a little bit of a kink out through the waist as well. If your shoulders are super tight and this isn't working out for you, just bring the hands back to the shoulders and do it like we did earlier. Just a couple more. Going back with the shoulders, and then we're going to go forwards with the shoulders. Keep it small, light, and swift. Rowing those shoulders forwards, one after the other. A little movement in the back of the head. Whew. Just a couple more. It's a bit of an odd one, isn't it? Okay, coming up. Now from here, palms facing somewhat forwards and then up, up, up. You're going to do bigger rib circles now with longer arms. Again, you can have a slight bend in your knees. Hula hoop circles, I call these. Stretching again through those ribs. Just a few more. Last. And take it the other direction. Hula hoops. Hula hooping the hips with our ribs. Just a couple more. Whew, last one. Release the arms down. We're going to soften the knees. We're going to go into a bent knee, thread the needles. I'll go profile on. You're going to lean the body weight of your hands into the legs, or one hand onto your leg as you reach the other arm up. Inhale, you open the ribs up to that top arm. Exhale, slide that arm through the gap. Lean this shoulder in towards your leg. Roll the focus up. Just for a moment, breathe in there. And then coming on out of it. Going for a spin up of this pair of your rib cage up. And then slide the arm through. Lean this bottom shoulder into the leg. Roll the eyes up. Breathe into the stretch. And let's go one more time. Open up. Rolling those ribs up. Lifting the eyes up. Thread through, lean that bottom shoulder down, roll the eyes up, hold the stretch. And then come through center for just a short moment. You're going to hang heavy, take either elbow into either hand, pour the body a little further over the legs, maybe mix in a bit of a bebop bounce, up and down. Or just hang heavy. Breathe into your back. Keep reaching your elbows down to your feet. One more breath in. And rolling it up through the spine, bone over bone. Bring your arms with you. Let your elbows reach overhead. And similar to what we did with the chest uplift, lift your collarbones up. Reach your elbows up to the ceiling. One more breath in. And then release the arms down. Going into the thread on the second side, lean the body weight into your hands. Then open the other arm up. thread through. This elbow will bend. Bottom shoulder drops down, eyes lift up. And then opening up a couple more times. Inhale. Exhale, thread. You want to think about dropping that bottom shoulder down as you spin your top ribs and eye line up. Breathe in. One more time. Reach the eyes up. And thread. Breathe into your stretch. It's rotation. And release out. Come to hang heavy over the legs. This time we're going to go a little further over those legs. And you're going to walk the legs out. Bending one knee as you stretch the other. And as you walk out, you're going to send your hips like your hips are drawing a smile through space. Dead weight through the arms, through the neckline. Let the hips smile as you walk those legs. Couple more. And then you're going to come back through center, hang heavy. Wherever you get to, take the hands somewhere along the shins, fronts of ankles, maybe toes, or even the ground. And just hang there. Decompress your spine over your legs. Breathe into your back. Breathe into the stretch. And then we're going to release down onto the mat, onto all fours. Just quickly did a side step over onto my mat. And we're going to punch the mat down with our toes. Okay, we're going to lead ourselves into small pelvic rocks. So not quite a cat yet, just tipping the pelvis into the mat and away. Warming up that lower spine and the pelvic region. Upper and mid back are super quiet. And just a few more. And then we're going to circle through the hips. We're keeping it mini though, so it's very local to your lower back and hip area, these hip circles. So go smaller than you might like to. And then last one in this direction, and then change. Standing your neck on top of your spine, so we're not dropping the head forwards in space. Small, small, small. Really move and grooving through that lower spine and the hip region area. Hip area rather. Okay, last one. And then we're going to take it a little bigger, that pelvic rock. So now we're not quite moving through the shoulders and into the neckline area, but we are going a bit more into the midsection, into your rib cage area. So we're working our way into a full cat. We're moving through that lower mid back now. Just a couple more. And then we're gonna move into the full cat, lower, middle, upper, and neckline. And then reverse, lower, middle, upper, and focus looks down. Bringing More focus into your breath. Inhale to arc the spine. Exhale to round the back. Pushing the floor away, specifically as you round on up. Let's go for just 2 more. Inhale to arch your tailbone upwards. Focus, lift up, even if you like to keep your eyes closed. And exhale, rounding tailbone, lower, middle, upper spine. Now from here, we're going to go into a sort of seaweed sway, I guess, on all fours, yeah. So you're just going to shift your body weight from one hand to the other, from one kneecap to the other, taking any padding if the kneecap is beginning to complain. You can really interact with the contact points of your hands, pushing down into that ground. Swimming the spine in this lateral side-to-side plane. Let it go. You can allow the neckline to be a little heavier, a little droopier, as it were. Just a couple more. The more you can be free with this, the nicer it feels. And then we're going to center up. We're going to come to long reaching puppy pose, which is this. Hips ease back to your heels. Take a moment, release the weight of the head into your ground. Remembering an option is to bring something underneath the head if that's more comfy for the weight of your head. And then we're going to make our way down onto our front, but to get there we're going to move through the curves of our spine. We'll do it a few times, so if need be, you can watch this first one. You're going to pull forwards. As you pull forwards, go into moody cat, where you flex your spine. Once you feel the hips begin to open up, you're going to stretch the eyes towards the front of the mat, and then bend the elbows and ease the pelvis, the abdomen, the rib cage, and then finally the head down. Hands just underneath the chest. You're going to push your body weight up, engage the abdominals in and up to your spine to then push the torso up off the mat, and then leaning the hips back into your heels. And we'll go again, okay? So never worry about not getting it, because we're going to do it at least another 3 times. You're going to flex up into your back, looking to the center. Your thighs are going to reach down, your hips are going to open into the mat, your elbows will bend, and then you lower body weight down, front of abdomen, ribs, chest, forehead. Take a moment here. And then push up through your arms, pushing through the abdominals, in and up to your spine, and then push the torso up to lean the hips back. Let's go a couple more times, that slower pace, and then we'll see how we do with a bit more of a swifter beat. So rounding on up, looking to the center, flexing the abdominals into the spine, thighs lengthen into the mat, hips descend down, abdomen, ribs, chest, and head. Take a moment, open the shoulders off the mat. Pushing the floor away with the arms first, and then engage your center in and up. It's really important so you don't just kind of be sort of unaware of the abdominals there, really engage your abdominals in and up, use the arms, push your way up, send the hips back to your heels. Just one more time, that same steadier tempo, round up, lower down, thighs, hips, abdomen, ribs, chest, head, pause, roll the shoulders down and back, push up arms, engage abdominals, push up. Okay, let's see if we can just pick up that pace a little bit more to find a flow. You're going to flex up a little quicker now, lower down, but still have that mindfulness and that control. Push on up and send the hips back. You can always keep it a little slower. That's always there as an option to rewind and take it more of a mellow tempo. Just a couple more. Rounding into the back, stretching out those back muscles, lengthening the front of the body down into the mat, using the arms to push up, abdominals engaged, hips to heels. Last one. Push your way up. This one, we're just going to sit back, hips to heels, take a sit stop, hands slide back to your feet, palms face upwards. Breathe in here. One more big breath into the back. And then rolling on up. Okay, we're going to come to this kneeling position. Okay. If you prefer for your hips and fronts of ankles especially, high hips is another option. Otherwise, down here onto our heels, we sit. And we're going to go to torso circles. Torso circles, we're just going to side bend, and move through space with both arms, lean over to the other side and come up. Side bend, circle, lean over and come up. You can be up here too. And that feels quite nice as well. Not everyone's ankles, knees and hips likes the low seat, I get that. So please go to that high hip position if the low seat is irritable for your muscles and joints. Just a couple more in this direction, side bend. Curve the spine over the hips, side bend, opening the waist up. Last one. Good, let's go to the second side, side bend, curve. So simple, but just feels really yum, I think. Just orbit the torso around the hips, really opening up the different sections of your back and waist. A few more. Last one. Good. From here, we're going to come to take a sit down onto the ground. And we're going to go into hip rolls, seated hip rolls. Feet are generously wide, about double the width of your hips. And you're just going to go a little quicker and smaller. By going a little quicker and smaller in this positioning and setup of the body, giving a good old derriere massage. The fingers are pointing towards 3 and 9 on the clock. And then we're going to start to look over either back shoulder, over the shoulder as the knees cascade down in space. Keeping it jolly and light for our bones, joints, muscles. Go for a couple more. Last one each side. And then we're going to go bigger. So we're going to roll the knees over to one side. And as we roll the knees over to one side, give me your proudest posture. Lift the chest up, lift the eyes up, arch your spine in rotation. We're rotated through the pelvis, through the spine, and we're also in extension of your back, archy back. And then you're going to come back through center, over your bum cheeks, and draw the knees down, arch your spine, lift the eyes up. Holding for a moment. Come back through center. Just one more of these on each side. Rolling the knees down. Lift. You're opening the abdomen. The rib cage stretches up. The eyes lift up. Last one. Rolling through center. Up we come with the chest, eyes, lift up. Good. Now next time we're going to roll over. We're just going to reach the back arm up. Reach it and then place it behind your torso. Looking over this other shoulder. Then reach the arm up. Roll across your derriere. Cascade those knees down, pick up the other arm, getting a nice stretch into our lat muscles, which connect from the back of the arm to the back of the ribs, through rotation of your spine, looking over this back shoulder. Such a gorgeous movement. Lifting the arm up, placing down. We're going to just keep it that same tempo, little mellow. Roll across, reach. Reach, reach, reach. Look over this back shoulder. Coiling the spine around the center. Reaching the back arm up. Rolling across the bum cheeks. Dropping the knees down. Reach this top arm up. Looking over the back shoulder. Just one more of these to each direction. Roll. Reach, look over the back shoulder. Last one. Roll, knees, reach, look over the back shoulder. So nice to rotate the spine in this way. Coming back through center. Coming into a seated position with long legs or longer legs with bent knees, whatever you prefer. From there into spinal stretch. So you're going to send the palms upwards and glide the hands forwards, C-curve the spine over the legs. You can drop your toes down here. And then gliding the hands back towards you, rolling the spine up. And we're going to go again. We'll just keep a gentle drop down of your toes, a small point of your feet. And then gliding the hands like you're sliding the back of the hand along the ground as you curve the spine over. Pausing here. Breathing in. Sliding the hands back and rolling on up. Let's just do this 2 more times. C-curving over, keeping the toes pointed. Easy around the shoulders. Breathe to your stretch. Rolling on up. By way of keeping the palms up, it just allows a little bit more softness in your shoulders. Last one. C-curving over. Pausing and breathing into that stretch. Good. From here, spider fingertips plug down either sides of your hips. Surge your fingertips down to inspire the growth of your spine to lengthen up. So we're not giving our body weight down into the ground of our seat, but rather stretching the spine taut. Flexing and pointing the toes here to really begin to open up now the calves, the backs of your thighs a bit more. Maybe feeling something in the Achilles, the back of your heel. Flexing and pointing those toes. Easy, steady breath. 4 more. Flex and point. 3, keep the spine taut. And then last one. Flexing, pointing, and then softening into a cross-legged position. To seated cats but on diagonal line. So bringing both hands to one knee. You can sit on a cushion or prop your hips up if seated position is problematic today or the knees feel super high in space. We're just going to flex and arch the spine. Again, by way of putting the body into this setup, we're asking a bit more rotation through your spine. You must know by now that I'm a big fan of rotation and twists. Got something for those twists, bringing more twists into our spine. So you're rounding into that back and then you're arcing your way through in the opposite curve. One hand is over the other. Same breath as a classic cat, so inhale to arch, exhale to round. Inhale, arch, exhale. How's this feeling? Inhale to arch, exhale to round. Good, just a couple more. Last one. Coming back through center, we're going to bring the feet forwards. I'm going to just go onto the profile view for you guys. And you're going to do like an active slouch where you flex into your back. Chin in, gazing down to the center, even if the eyes are closed. And it's an active slouch we're aiming for here. Really opening up the back of the spine. One more big breath in. And then you're going to pull forwards and again reverse that curve of the spine so you arch your way up. And going one more time. In each curve you round back. Gazing down to the center and pulling the chest forwards, the ribs, the abdomen, the eyes lift up. And then your last one, we can actively slouch back off our sit bones. Rise the knees, the ankles up. Take the hands to hug behind the knees. Make sure you've got enough space behind you to roll onto your back and then unroll. And we're going to apply the breath here. We're going to inhale to roll. Exhale to unroll. Elbows wide. Get a little beef in our biceps. Rolling like a ball, this one. Did this last week, but a variation on the theme. Inhale just to your shoulder blades. Put the chin down and tuck it away. Exhale to unroll. Just a couple more. Wide elbows. Roll out. Unroll. Exhale to unroll. One more. Okay. From there, slide your legs forwards. And we're going to roll our way down. Super slow. Roll down through the back. Peel your way down. Bring your hands behind the head and then standing the feet onto the mat. Okay, hands behind the head, elbows wide. You're going to go to a floor cat here. So you're going to send your hip bones forwards, arching the spine, lower, middle, upper spine, and then turn your tailbone under, flex lower, middle, upper spine into the mat. So as we do this, you're going to arch and elbows will stay wide here. And then as you flex, it might be a little easier to feel that flexion, that roundedness of shoulders as you draw the elbows in, draw the chin down to your chest. Admittedly, that roundedness of the cat might feel a little trickier to feel on your back. Don't worry, just enjoy this arched position if that's the case. And then drawing the elbows in, flexing lower, middle, upper spine, elbows close. Few more. Arching out, elbows wide. And then rounding into your spine, lower, middle, upper, elbows close. Let's go just for one more. And then finishing up, free the hips a little bit, roll very quickly, or not very quickly, but rather swiftly through the pelvis, small and swift movements of your hips. Pelvic roll. And then release the hip bones so they run next to one another, in line with the pubic bone and looking straight up they are. Hands behind the head to a little bit of upper body curls. So you're going to curl up 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to release down 1, 2, 3. Draw the elbows in so you can just check them out in your peripheral vision. Curl up 1, 2, 3. Keep the hips as they are. Come on down. Just 2 more. I'm going to exhale, keep the hips as is, curl up 1, 2, 3. Come on down. 1 more, curling up 1, 2, 3. Come on down. Next one, we're going to curl up. We're going to stay in this curl up, so the top end of the spine is lifted off the mat, scooped into your abdominals. And then you're going to do small circles, brushing just over the very bottom end of your shoulder blades. Circle round. Yes, you will feel your abdominals here. We'll go for another 38. Not really, just another 4. 3. 2. Good. We go one way, so we must commit to the other way. Off we go. Second direction. Maintain that stability of your hips here. Just 4 more. Keeping the top end of the spine lifted. 3, 2, oh my God, yes, 1, and release the head down. Bring the arms to stand, or not stand, but lay either sides of your torso into hip lifts. Going to activate from the base, so from your feet, send your heels heavy into the mat, push the heels down to just reach the hips up. Standing the weight evenly across the shoulder blades, feeling the energy into the derriere muscles. And then we're going to roll out the back like you're giving yourself the best back massage into your mat. Roll out, roll out, roll out. And then let's go 3 more times. Push the heels down to lift the hips up. Standing the weight to the shoulder blades. Try to not flare your ribs up, as I have to remind myself to, but draw your ribs into your hips and then roll out the upper, middle, lower spine. 2 more. Push those heels down to then promote the pelvis to lift up. Standing the weight onto the shoulders, rolling the spine down. Keeping your knees tracking straight up. Just 1 more. Push those heels down to lift the hips up. Weight across the shoulder blades. And then rolling on down, upper, middle, lower. And then bring the knees in towards you, hugging the legs in, circles. We go over the back. Well done. And then the other way. And then you're going to roll onto one side. We're going to come to the cycling that we like to do. So, propping your head up into your hands, stretching the leg, the top leg. You can release this bottom leg down. So, let's go with a little bit of a play with our range today. Lifting this bottom waistline up and in towards your navel. Bending the knees, stretching the heel, pull back. We're going to start a little smaller in terms of joint range of our hip and our knee. Flexing this bottom heel. Couple more. Use the floor as your friend to remember to really lift that bottom waistline off away from it. And then we're going to go bigger with our range now. So really drawing the knee up, pushing the heel forwards to me, pulling back and down in space with that leg. We're keeping your hips stable today, okay? Stable hips, stable spine. That bottom waistline might start to collapse onto the ground. Remind the bottom waistline to tone and engage off your mat. Let's go for a couple more here. Full range. And then last one. And then you're going to reverse, but you're going to point the toes. And you're going to start small. Might feel like not much is going on. Small motion of the hip and knee. Pointed toes. Lifting that bottom waistline off the mat. Couple more. And then let's increase our range, reaching the leg forwards, pulling the knee back. Reach and pull. working this lateral line of the leg and the hip, the top side. Evidently this one. Keep engaging that bottom waistline for the last couple. Last one. And then drawing this top knee in, releasing the head, releasing the knee over and down. Just give your bottom waistline now into the mat. Hang there for a moment. Breathe into that bottom waistline. And then bending both knees, using the hands to push you on up. Let's change one over to that second side. Propping yourself up, hand to head. Starting with a little bit of a smaller range. Hip stable, spine stable. Flex the foot, reach the leg forwards, pull the knee back. Engaging your bottom waist off the mat so you get lovely, beautiful obliques. Couple more. Now let's fly through much bigger range or fuller range. Getting more work through the mobilizing muscles of your hip, the top hip. Last couple. And then last one. Reverse it. So pointing the toes, knee up, reach the leg forwards, pull back. We start smaller, excuse me. We don't go full, getting ahead of myself here. Start a little smaller to begin with. Lifting some airspace off the ground with that bottom waistline. Couple more, this range, small. Last one. And then here we go, fuller range. One side always fatigues more than the other and earlier than the other, I find. Oh, yes, couple more. Last one. Woo, okay, that top leg just deserves a bit of a hang time moment. Release the head down, breathe into your bottom waist. One more breath in. And then pushing your way to come up. Let's go into a seated number 4 stretch. Crossing ankle over thigh. And we can just take a little seesaw from one hip to the other. Excuse me. Rolling across the derriere. And then coming back through center, stretching this bottom leg a little further away from you so you can lean in towards your top shin a bit more and hold the stretch. You can collapse the head forwards. And then release out of that, crossing the other ankle over the thigh. Roll out, cross the derriere. Getting that little bit of massage, right? It's always welcome across the bum. When else will it get a massage? Okay, coming back through center, lengthen that bottom leg away, curving over the top leg. Releasing the weight of the head. then releasing on out of that. Just come on over to stand over the legs for a short moment. Droop the arms down, spill the neckline heavy. Little bounce up and down through the torso. And then steady on up at center. Breathe into your back. And then begin to unfurl through the spine, lower, middle, upper. Back in our standing verticality. Reach the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, plunge one hand over the other, pressing them through space. Doing that one more time. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring the other hand on top, pushing down through space. Okay, well done. We'll leave it there for today, and I shall see you next week. Bye bye.